This is a HeadGum podcast.
This week on the program, it took 17 years, and this is all we got. It's Bad Boys for Life. I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Bad Eric Siska.
Chris Cabin.
And we hate movies. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to We Hate Movies. Thank you for tuning in. As always, this is the final week of our worst of the previous year month. That's right, the worst of 2020, or I guess some of. We're talking Bad Boys for Life, directed by Adil and Bilall. And you know you're in for a great movie when the director or directors are just using a single name. Doesn't that always guarantee incredible cinema?
Yeah, what were the guys that directed Crank? Drillbit Taylor? What was their name?
Yeah, it's Drillbit
right.
Taylor.
It's like Tom and John or something. It's like a fucking morning show.
Neville Dean and Taylor.
Neville Dean, it was not.
Hello, I'm Neville Dean.
I think it is.
Oh, maybe
Is that right? I thought you were making a joke, Chris.
No, I'm not, I don't even know. I mean,
Chris, that sounds right to me. I think you might be right.
Who's the guy who did The Cell? He's the one who's the biggest offender.
Yes. Oh, man. That dude's name is...
Tarsum?
Yes, I think you're right.
Tarsum. My God.
Yep.
Have you guys ever gone back to The Cell?
I did
no.
last year, or just because I was like, I want to watch like kind of like a dumb 90s movie, and that was it.
It's very torture porny.
It is, and it's just not very good. It thinks it's smart too, and it's not.
See, and that's why I think it's really important for people to sometimes like go back and reevaluate movies, kind of like we do on this show, because The Cell, that's now a 21-year-old movie that came out in 2000, and let me tell you something. I had that movie on DVD. You ask fucking like end of like my final year of high school, Andrew, like, hey Andrew, what do you think about The Cell? Oh my God. Let me tell you about this cutting-edge movie called The Cell.
The future of cinema, don't you know?
Oh, yeah. I fucking saw it in the theater. I mean, the whole thing. This movie, I would say, is less torture porny than The Cell, but just as unnecessary to exist in the world.
Well, I felt like I was living in a jail cell, watching this movie. I really did not like... No, it's okay to like a movie, but for me, honestly, for some reason, this just did not hit any grooves in my, smooth brain. So I think every movie we've done this month has been including Wonder Woman, is better than this. That's my personal hot take.
Ooh, I like it, dude. I like that hot take.
Mm-hmm.
I found
Fresh out of the oven.
Probably the most cynical of the movies that we've done. Even like Doolittle, I think, is like not trying to do something, but there's like ambition there. This is just like, I don't know. You like Fast and Furious, huh? Here's this.
That's the biggest problem.
It's like, here's your slop. It's very much here's your slop. Like Wonder Woman's trying to do a lot. Fantasy Island, God knows what, but it's like fun sort of, and it's worth watching once. This is just like, here's your slop.
It's very weird to see a backdoor pilot in a mega budget, big blockbuster franchise movie.
Here's the thing. Whenever a like spin-off comes along or something like that, the reaction always has to be, holy shit, spun off from the other thing. Oh, got it. Not like when you're watching the first thing being like, oh, they're desperately trying to make this a spin-off thing. Like you shouldn't be able to detect shit like this.
I will say I kind of think I think Will Smith should maybe look to TV soon. I think he's kind of zapped. I think the whole thing with the red table thing and all that.
What happened there? He was like humiliated or something in
is
public?
the red what is he? The Black Lodge? What happened?
It's like a talk show.
It's weirdly like that. Jada Pinkett Smith runs this I think it's a Facebook talk show.
Oh, yes, it is. It's a Facebook TV talk show.
It's all about
Hosted by
QAnon.
David Lynch. Is that how that works?
Hello there. Hi, Jada. Well, we're going to look at the news today. Well, it looks like the weather is a little cloudy. Oh, and your husband Will Smith is here. You're going to talk about your infidelities, are you?
Do you have
Okay.
something to reveal to your husband, Jada?
Right backstage, he can't hear us, but Will Smith is here, and he doesn't know why. Hey, Jada, why don't you humiliate him in public? Let's go.
I would love it if you had like a Maury Povich type of talk show. It's just fucking David Lynch giving people paternity tests.
Okay, Eraserhead, you are not the father. It's actually the devil.
Oh, here he is. Here's Willem Dafoe from Wild at Heart. We'd love to see him, don't we, folks?
I like this idea.
I like it
so,
too.
so what happened though? Like she was like, "Hey, Will Smith, I've been like fucking some dude, and I'm telling you in front of the world or something."
The vagaries of their relationship has rightly just been their business for a long time, but
Yes.
now for some reason she decided it was like, yeah, I've been dating or seeing this guy, and like you've seen the pictures, he looked like his soul had been taken out of his body.
Yeah, it's the crying Will Smith thing, which is, not so much fun when your life is being ruined.
Yeah,
No.
and like these movies, the recent movies he's been making, he has that feeling of the guy without the soul. Like,
But that's been like going on for 10 years now. Probably,
Yes, for
right?
sure.
yeah, I guess the Red Table really was the hilt of it all. But like, this is included in that where I just feel like he's not here.
The hilt, yes, but first you got to work on that tang, blacksmith.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what's funny is what he actually seemed to really come alive in that I watched last year. Funny enough, Cabin, you're saying he should think about TV. Was that Fresh Prince reunion?
Absolutely.
He's kind of great on that, and there's, I think, a really sincere segment where he like hashes it out with the original Aunt Viv, and like they kind of have like a whole moment and everything, and you can just see him like kind of reflecting back, and they kind of, they tried their best to sort of recreate the living room set and all that stuff, and you could just see he's like legitimately having fun. This movie is like, you kind of feel like someone's got a fucking gun to his head the whole time, like you're gonna make this goddamn bad
See,
guy
100%.
movie.
I will fight you there just at least a little bit, and just because he clearly wants to do it because he cuts Martin Lawrence's tendons in this film, like because like it's the first time he's been first billed in this. He's a producer. Martin Lawrence is not, and like Martin Lawrence is just either, I don't even know if like he even wanted to do it or whatever, but like it's the fucking Mike Lowery show. Never before has it just like, and that was kind of the fun part of the first one, right? It's like it's the two of them, and it's the dichotomy of like he's the sexy whatever playboy guy, and this guy's got a family, but they're both like bad cops, like fucking around and all this stuff. And now it's just like Mike like if you really actually like did screen time, like I feel like it would be the Mike Lowery and Rita show featuring what's his face,
Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Marcus. No, I think you're totally right, Stephen. What makes it even worse, you just mentioned Rita, and we'll get into it, but like in this movie, the backdoor pilot thing that we're talking about is this whole team of young people that goes by Ammo. And so, and that on top of the personal connection that Mike Lowery has to the villains of this movie, like you're right. It is definitely the Mike Lowery show. And I just wonder then if it's like, he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do it until it's like, all right, dude, how about this movie is all about your character? And then it's like, yeah, fine.
I also just think he's a really good actor, so he can shine it on very well. Like he can put on a good face about all of this,
right?
But like I even when he was going big in this, I just felt like he wasn't, like he was completely disconnected from the material, from his relationship with, like, say what you will about that second Bad Boys, their chemistry is still palpable in it.
Yeah.
And like if you like that enough, it gave you ample amounts of that. This, it feels like it's completely disjointed.
It almost feels like a latter day like Golden Girls thing where nobody wants to be on the same set or something. You know what I mean? Like the series finale when Dorothy is in a fucking car and the rest of the Golden Girls are not.
I feels like even in the second movie they were playing up that the Family Guy angle, and this is just like you're an old bastard. you piece of shit.
Well, they go from being like, okay, it's like, the two, masculine stereotypes to being from an old man who wants to stay at home and a psychopath who wants to kill everybody.
Yeah. And then, I mean, spoiler alert, we find out he has a son in this, and it's like Gemini Man. You heard about that. You didn't see it because you're a normal person. How about some Gemini son? This fucking kid.
Dude, yeah, when we have to introduce like the next generation of like Mike Lowery progeny or whatever, you're just like, I don't know, man, maybe this has run its course.
I mean, doesn't it say something that his son is also like a killer of thousands?
Just an absolute fucking
maniac.
Killer.
Complete maniac.
It's incredible that the second Will Smith lays eyes on him, he's like, oh, this guy is fucking crazy just like I am. He must be my son.
That is mental disorders do run in the family, so I think that is him. This Family Guy angle, not the cartoon show. Children, don't get too excited.
Hey, Mike Lowery, here's a racist joke I'm gonna tell.
Or is it the porn based on the cartoon?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. It's hard to tell the difference these days.
Chris Griffin and Lois, get it on.
Ah, geez, I'm getting cucked by my own son. Better tell a racist joke on the couch.
But this movie and Fast and the Furious, I think, is all like kind of informed from like Lethal Weapon with the family dynamics in that franchise.
Yes.
And to the point where it's like we got the reverse Murtaugh, which to ask your girlfriend to do that.
Come on.
Oh, baby, you think we could finally try the reverse Murtaugh tonight?
Yeah, I think that's what Quagmire did to Meg in that porno.
Because we come to find Martin Lawrence is like, damn, I was 2 days into retirement instead of 2 days away from...
Yeah,
it's tired. Yeah. This movie is tired.
Well, the weird thing is this: it takes this movie 30 minutes to get going. Like the first 30 minutes is all beginning. You know what I mean?
It's insane that this movie. Because I'm thinking back. You guys will have to help me out with the first one, but the second movie starts with like the undercover shit where they bust up that Klan rally and everything. Mm-hmm. Does the first movie also start with an action sequence?
They're getting carjacked.
That's right.
Yes, that's right. I mean, and this one is like, it's a fucking fake out thing where it's like Will Smith is driving the two of them in this fucking sexy ass Porsche. We're doing some crazy driving through Miami. And you're like, yes, here we go. High octane bad boy shit. And then like there's cops with them. So you're like, yeah, we're going to do something. And it's this whole fake out of getting to a hospital because Martin Lawrence's daughter is having a baby. And like at that moment, you just like, as an audience member, you're like, oh, now this franchise has reached this stage of shit. I mean, it's the same thing when we were having babies in Lethal Weapon 4.
We got little babies walking around and shit. And not only that, it's like, oh yeah, we're endangering hundreds of people. First of all, you're not the fucking father. Your fucking kid can FaceTime you with the fucking baby.
Yeah, exactly. You can get there at 7 with pizzas. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like maybe you do second shift and be like, oh hey, I got some food for everybody who wants some.
I don't know. This movie's very hung up on masculinity stuff, so I think it's very much he needs to be there.
Oh yeah.
And they're like just yamming at each other, of course, and like, don't vomit in my car yet again.
Dude,
like,
I did like Will Smith's line here where like, cause like, yeah, with all the crazy driving, Martin Lawrence is getting motion sick and he goes, that's hand-stitched leather. You better swallow it. It's like puking in his mouth.
I think he even says you should drink it.
Yes.
It's my God, it was the best line of the movie. And, at the start of this, I was kind of jazzed. I was like, I'm sure there'll be stuff to talk about, but this seems kind of fun. And it just wore on me and wore on me and wore on me.
I love the husband, or not the guy who will be the husband. They're not married yet. The father. This dude, I mean, apparently he's only in Bad Boys 2 as this character, and Bad Boys 3 as this character. He's got one line and he destroys it in the word. It's like, hey, thanks a lot, Martin Lawrence. It's good to see you.
Well,
so nice to see you.
Steve, you. I mean, yes, but to clarify though, Steve, you have not seen Bad Boys 2, right?
I have not, no.
Okay, so that is a funny thing only because in that movie, so fucking flashback all the way to 2003, in that movie, Will Smith is like at the house when this kid comes to pick the daughter up for a date. Yeah. And it winds up being one of the funnier scenes in the movie because Will Smith is like totally fucking with this kid and like freaking him out. And like, I think the gag here is like 17 years on, this guy is still traumatized by the experience of these two fucking maniacs.
But I think he's like threatening him with rape in that scene or some weird shit.
No, he says something about like, there ain't gonna be no fucking on this date tonight or something like that.
Yeah, we should quickly mention that previous episode, me, Chris, and Andrew did cover Bad Boys 2 a million years ago. And more recently, we covered Bad Boys 1 on the Patreon.
We did.
Just so people know if they want to listen to the trilogy.
Now the trilogy will be complete. But no, I mean, I get that he's nervous, but it's just like, it's like the microphone fell. They had a lav mic and it fell in the toilet, and then they made that guy do his line anyway. I've never seen something quite so incompetent. That's just me.
It's an experimental film. We're gonna have you do your lines from underwater.
I agree with you, Steve. This guy does not seem like a fine actor.
No,
I don't know why. I mean, like, for this movie, I get it. Like, sure, bring this guy back, whatever. But like, how he got the job in the first place, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this dude was like mowing Michael Bay's lawn or something, and he was like, "Hey, man, do you want to be in this movie?"
I will say, I remembered him. Like, I immediately was like, he's memorable. Like, he has something to him. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I remember him.
It's just what he has is incredibly weird.
Yes.
So they wind up now. It's a party it's a Heineken party. Sorry, it's a party wherein you can only drink Heineken. I've been to a couple of these. You guys have been to some Heineken parties, right?
And Fast and the Furious, they got the exclusive on Corona.
Right.
I'm very used to Heineken parties. Whenever I hang out with James Bond.
Oh man, don't get me started about the James Bond.
You know what? I don't want a martini right now. I want a shitty beer. Thank you so much.
I want one of the worst beers to ever be created.
I don't mind Heineken if you're in a bad bar scenario and it's like Bud, Coors Light, or Heineken. I might get a Heineken depending on my mood.
But here's the thing, Steve. I totally see where you're going, but in that situation, my friend, guaranteed trusty fourth place is always Amstel Light.
Yes, I'll have either a perfect martini, shaken, not stir, or carbonated piss.
Do they still make Amstel Light? I feel like I haven't seen that since the war.
Well, because we haven't been able to go to any fucking Grampy Werewolf bars in over a year, dude.
I'm sure that the number 4 beer in America, Amstel Light, is still working.
But see, that's the thing is Heineken, like, all beer is beer and beer is good. I will drink anything at least once.
Sure.
Yeah, I already had my once Heineken. It was in high school. That's the fucking end of it.
But they're having this huge party, and here comes Joey Pants. He's got his wig back from Planet Hollywood for this character.
I got Stallone on the phone right now. He's going to open up the Myrtle Beach location and get it for me. Hang on a second.
Listen, they lost it, okay? I don't know where it is.
Can't be in this Bad Boys movie. I can't find my fucking wig.
Crap! I lost. I had Tom Cruise's tidy whities here. I was gonna give it to him for the next location.
Yeah, I kept them. So what?
Yeah, they smell great. Whatever.
Never washed them, but I smell them every day.
It's just in his suit pocket, and he just sniffs it every so often.
Oh yeah, dude, get a little cruise whiff.
Maybe he used it as a pocket square kind of a thing. You think it's a pocket square, it's actually Tom Cruise's underwear.
Joey, are those BVDs in your front pocket?
Most famous skid marks in town, baby.
Oh my God.
A cotton pocket square. That's interesting.
Oh shit, I gotta go see Tenet, but I wear Tom Cruise's underwear as a mask. Hey, look, I'm Spider-Man.
I mean, you've got to see my underwear on the big screen.
We're going back to the movies, folks.
Yeah, that's one ticket for me and one ticket for Tom Cruise's underwear. Yeah.
The Cruzona virus is taking store.
We enjoy making fun of Joey Pants, but I have to say, when he showed up here, I was kind of like, all right.
I was relieved too. I was like, okay, so it's a Bad Boys movie. It's not just an in-name only situation.
Yes,
that's exactly right.
The problem here is that they jumped the shark. The Lethal Weapon had the smarts to do the transition to Grampy movie in the fourth one. You're going third one. This is a little. You have to do a little bit more work on it.
Can we talk about the title real quick? All right, so the third movie, it's called Bad Boys 4 Life. Wait, no, what? You're not. No, I know it's the third movie, but it's called Bad Boys 4 Life.
Well, you don't understand. We have the next one all set. It's going to be Bad Boys Forever.
Yes.
It's just, I think it's dumb and confusing to name your third movie with the word "for."
Yeah, no, you're totally right, because it's a totally missed opportunity for like the ad campaign and all of that shit.
Look,
like this could be like, Three Bad Boys Company kind of a thing. Or something.
Dwight, I really don't think Bad Boys 3 Life is going to work.
It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
But the thing is, like the second one, it's just a big fat 2.
Yep.
Yeah,
Put a 3 on your movie. Stop acting like you're better than a 3.
Bad Boys 3, I'm in, dude. It's fine.
It's
Bad
fine.
Boys for Life, my eyebrows up. Like, what are we doing here?
Or here's the thing, you could still play with this title if there was like one younger person who joined them, right?
Yes.
And
yeah.
so, and I don't want it to be this, but like, let's say Kevin Hart was in this movie, right? So then it could be called Three Bad Boys.
Right, yeah. Ooh. Or they open a private investigator firm and it's Bad Boys Incorporated.
I got it. Bad Boys, Bad Boyer.
Yeah, I like the Boyer.
Yeah, I think that's it.
A Miller Boyette production. So,
Ooh.
yeah, whatever. They're like, so Martin Lawrence is like, hey man, now that I got my, they're drinking Heineken. It's a party for his for having a grandson, which everybody shows up to. By the way, I don't know, like that's like, what did he? Oh, is it grand? Okay, that's cool. I'll give him like a Babies R Us gift certificate for $25 and leave it alone.
Well, you know what I think that might be though, Steve? It's like, oh, it's a what? Marcus became a grandfather happy hour, huh? I don't know. Oh, what? Oh, Mike Lowery's picking up the tab? Yeah, okay, I'll go.
And if I don't go, Mike Lowery might track me down and wave a gun in my face. Okay, I guess I'll go.
And he's like, I'm just, now that I just want to be a granddad right now. I think I just want to retire. And like, Mike Lowery's like, absolutely not. We said Bad Boys for Life. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. I was drunk and 29.
Listen,
leave me alone.
The only way you get out of the Bad Boys is in a pine box. So
that's essentially like what we're doing here, and it's fucking crazy.
It's insane. Like, how long are you going to do this shit? Like, and like, look, I'm not throwing any stones at all, but like Martin Lawrence didn't get in shape of this movie or got in better shape than he was, et cetera, but he's not Martin Lawrence anymore. And that's fine because he's an older man. And it's just like, like, Mike, how long do you think I'm going to last on the streets? Not very long.
How much longer can I be fucking fighting people and falling out windows and getting the shit kicked out of me?
I look like I'm about to have a heart attack in a hammock. So what do you think I'm doing running around the fucking streets? Doesn't make any sense.
Then he's like, I'm going to challenge you to a foot race. And whoever wins, if I win, I get to retire. And if I lose, I guess I have to be a bad boy for life. Because we said at that time, at that bachelor party, and I guess you remembered it better than I did, man.
I at the bachelor party was concentrating on the strip club we were in, but you were busy plotting plans for us to work till we die on our feet, apparently.
I would want to be on Marcus's side, but he always folds.
Exactly.
Every time, like, if this had actually gone, if Mike hadn't gotten shot in the back, like, he would have had to call Theresa. I'm leaving you and the kids. I'm sorry. I have to be a bad boy for life. I'm sorry. That's just my life now. I can't be coming home and being your husband and a good father anymore. I have to be a bad boy.
And it's one of these things too. It's very annoying in this movie, and it's like, I'm sorry, Mike Lowery. I'm sorry that you don't have anyone else in your life but your job. Don't drag, because Marcus is like, listen, man, family is all that matters. It's time to make changes. I'm a fucking grandfather. I can't be doing this forever. And Will Smith's like, but if you retire, then I have no one to fucking be a serial killer with.
It's so exhausting because we're just talking about retirement, the whole thing. Like, just start the movie. He's already retired.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
And you know, and then bring him back into the fold when Joey Pants dies. Oh, an hour in. I feel like you could cut the first hour of this movie off.
You absolutely could.
Well, off in Mexico, Eric, the movie is starting. Yes. The villain is breaking out his. We're just gonna spoil it now. His witch mother,
right?
From the pen.
Wait. Chris, which mother is this? I'm confused that he would have more than one mother. I guess.
Oh boy, you know what? I'm going to go to the bathroom while you two figure this out.
It's actually the Who mother, but she takes the witch mother as her main.
That's right. Today on David, your mother is a witch. It's David with a big exclamation point.
All right, folks. Gee willikers, it's sweeps week. Here are the horny 16-year-olds that shouldn't be quite so horny at 16.
Coming up next, there's a young woman who didn't know she was pregnant until it fell out.
After that, an FBI agent swears a white-haired man has taken his soul. Today on David.
Oh, baby looked at you.
Do dragons soar in the sky and we just don't see them? Find out today on David.
Next Friday on David, a little person dances next to a weird tree that kind of has a Jack Skellington face.
I love that it's just called David, by the way. I think it's perfect.
And it's definitely got a sort of like smooth jazz, like saxophone theme song opening, like a it's David.
Today on David, we summon the demon that is Angelo Badalamenti.
Yeah, everybody else has like little segments where they learn how to cook the perfect omelet. He's like, today we're going to learn how to play Take 5 by Dave Brubeck perfectly.
Look under your seats, everyone. It's dirt and bugs to let you know how weird American society is under the surface.
Everyone gets dirt and bugs today on David.
You get dirt and bugs. You get dirt and bugs. You get dirt and bugs.
Hi there, and playing me in is the Kyle MacLachlan Players.
This is all exquisite. Yes, but we are in a Mexican jail. Isabel Aretes is this character. We're in a laundry room here, and she's like, she stops working, and a guard comes over, like, hey, get back to work. And she turns around, and in this moment, I'm pretty certain that we're to believe she like hypnotizes this prison guard with her words. Is that what happens?
It took me so long to realize what that was. It took me till the end, until right now, because I was like, I remember watching it being really confused. Like, is she crying? Is this person upset because she's crying? Like, but I think you're right, because at the end she is revealed to be an honest to goodness witch. It's possible she's hypnotized them.
I mean, because like the prison guard is like staring at her in this trance, and then this woman just fucking ganks the shit out of her.
Yeah. He looks like the prison guard from X-Men who's getting the metal pulled out of him.
Yes.
So like it's a similar. I feel like it's like they're just like yeah she's a witch. Get over it.
And she pulls a Hannibal Lecter here in Silence of the Lambs, where like she pretends to be the security guard, the guard, and the guard herself is in the dryer or whatever, like full of blood, and like she just that's how she breaks out.
It's pretty badass, but like I don't need this hypnotism shit or whatever that was supposed to be. Like, you can't introduce that kind of stuff into this world. That hasn't existed before.
And they never actually own up to it, which is actually good, but it's also like, yeah, it's kind of there. It's definitely kind of there.
Honestly, it kind of makes it worse that they don't go more into it in a way.
Well, I think it's also a finger thing means the money. I think if you had like a cool break-in scene with the son, like doing a whole like maneuver to get her out, like the mission beginning of Ghost Protocol or something.
Oh man, we just rewatched that recently. That opening sequence fucking rules.
Something like that, but like no, it's much easier if she just is a witch and could say, "Yeah, let me out."
And I hate the whole dynamic with her and the son, and he's just too dumb to question anything. Oh, mommy says kill these people. Okay.
Yes.
This is also the relationship they have is a thing you sometimes see in like action crime movies kind of thing, where it's like a crime boss mother and then the son, and the whole movie you're like, are they going to start making out?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to be fucking for sure.
Yes, I definitely thought. And then I was like, no, they want this to appeal to too wide of an audience for that. Unless she was a stepmother.
It's Mike Semption, right? Like once you fuck Mike Lowery and then you have his baby and then you fuck that kid and then have a kid from that kid, like this inbred Will Smithing. What do you think of that? Pretty good
that's
idea.
Freaking me out, man. It's like a Russian doll of stupidity.
Well,
Exactly.
There is a phenomenon which I've seen in a British documentary when people, I don't think it's fathers and daughters, but brothers and sisters, when they meet each other later in life, when they didn't know they were brother and sister, they fuck or they want to
Really?
fuck. Yeah.
Interesting. And this happens to a lot of British people.
That's what I've understood.
They had to make a fucking documentary about it. Must be a pandemic over there with this stuff.
Yes. We didn't know. We had no idea yet that we were related.
Oh, dude, that's what you call it, Kevin. That's the show. Is just we didn't know.
I didn't know nothing.
I was dipping my fish and chips where I shouldn't have been.
Coming up next week on We Didn't Know, another couple that didn't know.
I want it to be like a quick cut show like Benny Hill, where like they would ask all like the nannies in Brittenberg if they like pies, and it's just like, no, I didn't do it. We didn't know.
I kind of love it.
We
didn't know.
We got 2 great TV shows right off the bat.
Exactly.
This is pretty great. See, something good can come out of Bad Boys for Life.
So she's like, you got to kill this guy. You got to find the money that your father left you and these coordinates. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of money, in the bottom of the bay somewhere. Here's where you can go get it. Use this money to finance an operation to take out a selected crew of people here. And this is kind of like that's the other bummer about this, right? Is you have seen this revenge plot before. It's like criminal gets out of jail, wants revenge on the people that put him in jail, and then we are systematically killing off everybody that was responsible
Not
for
only
it.
that, it's so cut and dry. Like, it's not like, okay, so we're going to also like make this DA, we're going to expose this guy as corrupt or do something, another way to screw him over even after death. But no, it's just like we're going to shoot random people and have like a montage of it, and that's supposed to be exciting.
A sexy trap music montage of killing all these people, and like it's not even very good kills. I'm going to be honest with you.
But it's not good, and because it's like Miami. Well, of course, like an assistant DA is partying at the greatest mansion pool party. Of course, that this random dude is on a cool boat.
Well, and I guess part of that is like, if we knew more about these characters, you could learn that it's a thing where like they've grown fat off of putting all these people away and all these high profile cases and shit. But
I thought they were going to be like, they're hypocrites, they were corrupt, and we're going to prove it once they die, because look at how they're living with these cool boats and awesome parties.
I would be into it if that was the movie. Actually, he's hunting these people down, and Mike Lowery knows he's next, and it's like figuring out what the connection is and all that stuff, and like that's a movie, right? That's got that structure to a movie.
But they shoot him first, so he's in a coma during all the actual potentially interesting moments.
Well, he gets gunned down in the street, and it's pretty funny.
It's really wonderful, and somebody and somebody, bless them, caught it on video.
No, he's recording
the
it
murderer.
himself.
The murderer got it. Okay,
videotaping this crime spree was our best idea.
Well, it's like those assholes that are like, I'm going to drive through New York City in 13 seconds and puts it on the internet.
Oh, yeah, dude, I've watched a couple of those videos. It's startling.
But so he's gunned down, and then like Martin Lawrence has to be like, is praying to God. And he's like, look, I've killed a lot of people, and I don't feel really good about it. I know, so did Mike Lowery. But if you spare my friend's life, I will stop doing violence.
I will stop killing. I can't speak for him. I'm going to continue to enable him to slaughter thousands, of course, but I will stop killing people.
I love that line where Mike Lowery has, where he says, all these souls will be my servants in hell.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Listen, God, if he spares his life, I will make sure he only kills criminals in the line of duty, and he will stop killing prostitutes on the side. I promise you. I'll talk to him. I will talk to him.
You were praying to the wrong person.
Whoops.
I can help my son, Mike.
My son. There is a funny thing. So yeah, they do the foot race, and like while the foot race is happening is when this dude rolls up and just fucking puts like 3 in Will Smith's chest. The reaction shot, and again, I really do like Martin Lawrence. This movie does him no favors. This movie does not photograph him kindly.
Nope.
This slow motion of his fucking 55-year-old face going, Mike, is a massive LOL for this movie in a sea of LOLs.
Not great.
Oh my God. It's those slow motion things, man. You got to not do that anymore. It is laughable.
You can't do it. And then this woman, Rita, who we find out used to date Mike, and like, Martin Lawrence is like, hey, you should keep dating her, right? And he's like, no, I only loved one person in my life. I'm a maniac. She's like at his side basically as well here.
I've only loved one woman in my life. She happened to be a witch.
I really wish we could have seen more of this Rita character developed in some way. If, cut off some of that first hour and show them on dates that maybe aren't going perfectly, and he starts to doubt it, or some kind of human experience.
Absolutely.
When he said I only loved one person, I was like, oh shit, is Tia Leone showing back up? I was kind of down for Taya to show back up.
That would have been something,
Madam
man.
Secretary showing up herself.
Yeah, dude. I mean, she's great. It would have been fucking awesome if she was brought back to this movie.
She's a presence, yeah.
The woman who plays Rita is an actress named Paola Nuñez, who has been in a bunch of stuff, nothing of which I've really seen.
I think
she's on that Purge TV show.
I haven't seen her in anything, but I think she's fine. But she doesn't have anything to do. Is the problem?
Well, she is clearly the connective tissue. When Ammo, fucking the TV series, gets pitched, she will be the anchor for the next one.
A TV show, or is that going to be like Bad Boys, Ammo?
Dude, if we were doing direct to streaming knockoff sequels now, that's I would sincerely hope that it's television, because that other route, that's pathetic.
That sounds like, because like Vanessa Hudgens is like, I guess she does like Christmas movies on Netflix for the most part, right?
Yeah, A Christmas Prince, man.
Oh man,
That's
I haven't watched
series.
any of that shit.
It's a series.
Oh boy.
No, not Christmas Prince.
Oh, is it Christmas Switch?
She's in Christmas Switch.
Got it. I get them mixed up.
Because I haven't seen any of that shit, but I have seen every single Christmas Prince movie.
All this just,
don't worry about it.
All this just makes me cherish life.
Yeah, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
I was legitimately disappointed that this past holiday season there was not a Christmas Prince 4. And if that's another fucking COVID casualty, fuck this virus.
Well, I will say that you keep talking about what the spinoff is going to be. I think it's all just going to be in Bad Boys 4, which is greenlit because this movie is the third highest grossing movie of 2020.
Hey, baby.
Two slots above Tenet. Here comes Bad Boys for life.
It would have to be, right? I mean, but when this coming out in January?
Yes.
It had probably the most time in theaters. So.
Yeah.
Or sure. I know, it was successful.
I mean, yeah, it was successful. I guess in that case, the strategy was there's nothing getting released. Let's put Bad Boys out. I mean, I was just so surprised that this was not slated for like a better
at least
piece
March.
of box office real estate.
Yeah. Like it's not you're not getting July for Bad Boys 3, but maybe March.
I think the idea is, and it's weird, like this phenomenon that keeps happening where, like, back when because we're Grandpeace folks at home, when we were children, like in the 90s and shit, like the summer is when all these big blockbusters came out, but the Marvel and stuff, no one wants to compete, so stuff gets further back. Like I think Deadpool being such a success, I know that's another comic book property, but that being such a success in February, I think made everyone test the waters of where they could put blockbusters.
Oh yeah.
No, I think that those walls are sort of coming down more and more, but it's funny. I think you're right. It's also a product of our age, because the second I saw that release date, I was like, oh, that's not good news.
Mm-hmm. Right, because it used to be the movie graveyard.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so he's gunned down. And the funny thing was, I had the note, like, what if like Mike Lowery was just murdered? And that was like the end of Will Smith in this movie.
Cool.
It would be a big bit of like gotcha
filmmaking.
Then,
you know what would happen then? Then Martin Lawrence would like take that grandson and was like, I'm going to raise you to be the baddest boy ever.
Well, dude, that's a thing that happens at that Heineken party.
Yeah,
because Joey Pants gives this big speech about like, and here's to Marcus's grandson, who's little Marcus Jr., also being on the Miami PD. And I'm like, why are we plotting this infant's future right now?
We've also...
it would have made more sense if Mike was dead, I guess.
The devil needs a lot more souls, and I don't think these bad boys are going to cover it. So you, little baby Marcus, are going to be part of it.
Another Reaper for the Force.
And then at some point in Mike Lowery's coma, while this really boring murder spree is going on, this dude just uploads the hot mixtape of him murdering Mike Lowery on the internet.
Yeah, by the way,
on the dark net.
There was also a line. There was like, "Yeah, Mike's been shot. We're monitoring 4chan."
Yes. Oh, come on.
Fucking internet words that you Grampies in the audience will understand.
Yeah, but way before that happens, though, there is a thing that I don't think I've ever seen in any other movie. And that is like, so we have that, it's the montage of all the other people involved in this court case getting murdered. And then the last one is like this judge that gets assassinated. It is very hilarious. It looks like a Hey Oswald situation, kind of like this fucking fat old judge just gets it. But then this movie has what I'm calling a funeral fake out.
Yeah.
I've never seen a funeral fake out in a movie before where like you have this pastor or preacher and he's like, you know, say very like somber sounding and you're like, oh, son of a bitch. And it's like Martin Lawrence, Theresa is back in this movie, of course. And they're all like crying and everything. And you're like, oh, shit. And then it fucking pulls out, and it's just the daughter marrying the doofus guy. And I was like, funeral fake out?
And even worse than a funeral fake out is a Michael Bay cameo, ladies and gentlemen.
Woof, dude. He's like the wedding MC. Come on.
I can't believe this. I could not believe this.
And also, is Mike Lowery pretending that he needs this wheelchair, by the way?
Yes. Yes, he is.
Fake out.
He's making he's got to make a show. It can't be about his best friend's daughter's day of fucking. It has to be about Mike Lowery learning to walk finally.
You're right. It's just like when Charlie on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia went to strip clubs in a wheelchair for the special treatment.
I don't remember that, but that's hilarious. Yeah, but so it like in that whole wedding thing is another big blowout about like Martin Lawrence, because Martin Lawrence has retired while Will Smith was in that coma, I guess is the idea. And this is how he finds out about it and everything. And we have the worst thing ever is don't worry, Mike Lowery, Ammo is on the case. Like, oh, Ammo.
Let's get into Ammo because it's Rita, who we've already talked about as the leader. Vanessa Hudgens is her character trait, I guess, is she's a fan of the Bad Boys. Is the closest thing I can get.
Yeah,
she has like no other character whatsoever. She doesn't have a sex life. She doesn't have like a boyfriend, a girlfriend, or even like just an interest. She's not into like fucking football. She just likes the Bad Boys.
Is there? I'm sorry. Is there any world where it's even kind of acceptable to be this into being a fan of a cop?
Well, I guess if you are a cop.
It's called the real world.
Yes, okay, but
yeah, they don't do anything. It's just like at least those dead-eyed people on NCIS or something. Like I'm sure they like punch things on the computer and say we got it or something. She just sits. She stands around.
She does.
Yeah, she does help out Will Smith in one shootout scene.
Then there's Rafe, who I guess Riverdale fans will know. I won't know because I can't. That's like, I've never actually done coke. I make a lot of jokes about it because I'm like, I've got an addictive personality, and that's not a great idea. That's me with Riverdale. It's like, you know what? If I touch it, it's just, I don't know. It might be 6 months later, and I've lost my wife. I don't know how it's going to happen.
You're just known as the Riverdale guy.
Well, yeah, because that addiction also leads to rewatching Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Exactly.
And other things like that.
We never bothered to finish that underwhelming shit.
Yeah, we did like the first 3 episodes. But
this dude plays Reggie on Riverdale. Charles Melton is the actor's name.
And then there's this
so his only trait though is that he's the shit talker.
Yes. And then there's Dorn, who's this really big, muscly, who's on Vikings, by the way, white guy who everyone is trying to kind of get going. And I'm like, you know what, dude? The whole point of Bad Boys is that I don't get to watch white guys kick ass. That's the whole fucking point of Bad Boys.
Yes, I get to see black guys participate in propaganda.
Exactly. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, this is Alexander Ludwig, who is Bjorn Lothbrok on Vikings.
I mean, I wish
he was
him well.
apparently in a Hunger Games movie. I don't know.
I wish him well, but that guy is a charisma hole.
Oh boy, is he ever!
Well, that's why they
dude.
sit him at a fucking computer for most of this movie.
I didn't know,
but he's the only one that gets any kind of a profile at all, because you at least find out like because Will Smith later in the movie, I mean, it means nothing because who could care about any of these characters? But like, he's like, so why is this big dude the computer guy? And they're like, oh, he was a bouncer on the side and he fucking got into it with some guy and murdered him, and so now he doesn't want to go near violence anymore. And like, that's at least something.
It is at least something.
But none of these characters are active in any way where it matters at all because it's a Bad Boys movie. And I guess like the Bad Boys themselves couldn't make up enough of a legitimate runtime for this movie. So we just had to give these other idiots things to do.
You had to have also like a CSI NCIS scene in this lab with the screens and shit.
Yep.
We love screens.
We're trying to give this guy like some type of like emotion and background and path, whatever. But then like, him talking about like needing to go to therapy because he's a big hulking guy is still a joke. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's a huge joke. It's like
it's
LOL.
a huge self-help.
Because even at the end, like Mike and Marcus, who need therapy more than anything in the world, are just like, well, I'm not going to therapy, hardy har, because we're guys.
I mean, this all just stinks of somebody going to Twitter and typing in, "What are the kids talking about?" Mm-hmm. It's like going to therapy, miss me jokes.
Oh, you missed me with that, my friend. You missed me with that.
You missed me with that.
Really stinker line around here is like Will Smith being mad at Martin Lawrence for retiring and he wants to like work the case and catch the guy that did it. And he says, that fool put holes in me, to which Marcus responds, and you're filling them with hate, Mike.
Yeah.
This movie asks way more than the other two movies. This movie asks way too much of Martin Lawrence as an actor.
He should just be funny, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Funny and action funny, you know what I mean? Like that's what that first movie is.
And we just have all these like really, emotional, like heartstring tugging, quote unquote, scenes between the two of them, and you're like, nah, man.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. Spread out some of that heart to the rest of the fucking cast, and let's have a balanced group of people here.
I'm sure that's what the next one will be. But the ideal Martin Lawrence going forward. Ideal Martin Lawrence, the beach bum level.
Yep.
That's what we're looking for here, folks.
Yes.
We're looking for two very good scenes.
He's zany. It's memorable. Like, yeah, exactly.
Very easy.
I love that fucking movie.
I love it.
I still gotta
so
watch
good.
it. I will say, another dead nail of a line is I think Joe Pantoliano's like, listen, Mike, I can't have you investigate your own case because there's like so many laws against that. And he's like, yeah, it's gonna be ammo, it'll be fine. It's like, ammo, those High School Musical boy band guys. And it's like, I know that Vanessa Hudgens is High School Musical. Thank you for destroying your own movie. Awesome.
Dude, in the service of whatever loser, definitely, I can confirm, posted that to the IMDb trivia.
Exactly.
Like, this one's for the IMDb trivia heads in the house.
Watching this movie, I was like, I wish one of those stray bullets would come out of the TV and hit me.
After the wedding, aka Uncle Mike's big day.
Does he ghost that reception, by the way?
No, aren't they just yelling at each other because he finds out that Marcus is retired?
No, yes. He does, but the reception is still going on, and after the end of the argument, Will Smith like leaves the scene, and then we just cut, so the whole thing's over with. But I was like, I wonder if Mike Lowery, the selfish maniac that he is, just left that wedding reception without saying anything.
Probably. I mean, he made that wedding about him. He's like, look, I learned to walk again. God, no one's going to remember you, bride.
Knowing Mike Lowery, I'm feeling like he's going to go. He's going to buy himself some kittens, and he's going to drown them. Just to feel something, finally.
Yeah, traveling sack.
Rita asks him to quit. We go to Mike Lowery's fucking sick ass penthouse that he's got here, where he's like he's on a really awesome treadmill that's out on like a open air balcony, and I'm like, well, that thing's getting destroyed.
And guys, I paused this multiple times around here. Maybe it was another scene on this righteous balcony because he's a rich character, right? I guess in the first movie was established he inherited money.
Yes.
He's got an outdoor dining room table I'm not checking the angles. I'm pausing. I'm starting. I'm pausing it.
Back and to the left.
12 fucking chairs on your outdoor dining room table. What's the indoor one? 70 chairs?
I thought that this table, dude, where they're standing, you're it is Mike Lowery's apartment, but it's a different scene than this. But I thought that it was like they were having this scene at some sort of community space for the building, and like neighbors could walk by or something, and then they pull out, to a wider shot of the building, and you can see the treadmill and everything. And I was like, oh no, that's just his apartment. And what is with this table?
He lives alone. He's got one friend.
He needs no. He needs that table. How else is he going to plan the siege on the Iron Island?
yes. Pike will be his.
I was thinking
some sort of Game of Thrones shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
I was thinking more along the lines of like, look, you go on a kill spree, you kill a lot of beautiful women, you bring them to your house, and you surround them on a big table, and you say, "Look at me," while you're naked, which is what clearly Mike Lowery would do.
Is there a British documentary about that?
No, I'm gonna make it though.
I am Mike Lowery. Do you see?
Exactly. Bad boys for life. Do you see?
By the way, that is the most incredible thing. It's during the speech he gives at that wedding, he's like, there's this mantra that me and your father always lived by, and we think that you two should always remember this in your darkest day. We ride together, we die together. Bad boys for life. Say that to your wife. Go ahead. Yeah, that's a smart thing to do.
Wait, you're missing the best part of that, though, dude. That he says we ride together, we die together. And then the entire wedding reception says bad boys for life. Every last guest and catering professional says bad boys for life. Could not believe it.
It's their wedding ceremony at that point.
Exactly.
Oh, my God. So Mike Lowery, refuses to listen to Joey Pants and refuses to listen to Rita's pleas, and is like, nope, I'm gonna go investigate this shit on the sly, whatever. And he goes and meets up with some sort of old informant, Manny, played by DJ Khaled. Dude,
sucks.
This sucks. I don't know a lot about that guy, but I'm pretty sure he sucks.
The only thing I know for sure is that he refuses to do cunnilingus.
Yes, that's
Really?
I think all I know also.
I did not know this, and this will have to be explored, but I only knew him from television commercials, but please go on.
He very publicly said that he refuses to give head to his wife.
Why?
And I think it's a thing. It's the same thing with those fucking old bastards on The Sopranos when they find out that Junior goes downtown.
No, you have to. You should go find the clip of it because he does go into detail. He's like, I just don't do that. And he's like, yeah, I'm the king, and she does it for me, but I don't do that.
That should be, if that's your thing, that's your secret shame. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's that's, you don't have to tell everybody everything. It's allowed. You're allowed to have secret shame.
I cannot believe in the year of our Lord 2020 we have to normalize eating pussy.
Exactly.
It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. I could not. And the funny thing is, you see him in this movie, and I was like, that guy doesn't fucking go downtown. Because it's all I know about DJ Khaled.
That is nuts, dude. That's
he's got DJ in his name. Is he a musician?
He is a musician. He makes beats for many pop artists. His records suck.
Chris, you seem very familiar. Are his songs about his fucking tongue celibacy?
They are not. I don't. Although he did have a song called "Lock Down My Jaw."
No, he did not.
So
Come on.
No, he didn't.
I think that was Eric Clapton and Van Morrison.
Yeah.
The interesting bit of IMDb trivia about DJ Khaled: doesn't eat pussy, loves eating ass.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's something at least.
Yeah.
No, I'm just making.
No,
that
I know,
up.
but that would at least give me something to work with.
Yeah. Come on.
Sure, yeah.
Well, the good thing is, in this movie, you get to see him get his fucking hand smashed with meat mallet because Will Smith is beating the ever-loving shit out of this guy while he is handcuffed to a table.
They've tried to put him in other cameo roles in movies. This is all I will accept, is him being tortured or beaten up. That's it. Horror movies, you could put him in horror movies if he dies, but that's it.
What other movies has he been in? I don't have his profile.
I think he might be in Pop Star.
Oh, well, that's different.
But he that's what he does, is little cameo roles like that, and like he's
right
in like a
himself.
shitty action movie or something somewhere else.
Oh, let me check. I'm pulling. Oh, that's soundtrack listings. Oh, that's not going to help me. Let me see. Actor.
Yeah, he is in Pop Star. Did a voice in Spies in Disguise.
Of course.
Not much on this. Oh, Pitch Perfect 3, of course, as himself again.
something called The After Party, which was on Netflix. No clue what that is.
He probably struggles to play himself as well.
Probably. I'm DJ Carl. Oh fuck! I'm sorry.
Listen, DJ, I know. Like, I don't know what to do. I gave you the script. You just keep on talking about how you won't eat pussy.
No, honestly,
Well, you could just say the line we gave you and just stop talking about how you refuse to eat pussy.
Where is cancel culture when you need it? I feel like that's enough. Pull the plug on this guy. I've had enough of this guy.
Will Smith is there because Manny used to, work in running guns and whatever. And so what Will Smith is doing is so Joey Pants has told him like what kind of round they pulled out of him, from the shooting. And so Will Smith is trying to track down who sold this dude this very special ammunition.
And he beats the shit out. There's this one part which is actually really disturbing where DJ Khaled's like praying for his life essentially to the god Mike Lowery, and like he grabs his arm like, please stop, and like he gets what I thought was blood, but he gets pig fat on him, and he's like, did you get pig fat on my suit? I'm like, oh shit, he's gonna cut his head off. Holy shit, he's gonna cut his head off and fuck it right here in this butcher.
We've been making fun of him incessantly for the last 10 minutes, but I will say DJ Khaled gave me a laugh here with the terrified look that he gives Will Smith when he realizes that he fucked up his suit.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
I mean, he's good when he tells him that the rounds are inverted.
Yeah, dude,
I thought that was good.
Those are twice as deadly, my friend.
You don't want to see that. Mike, you don't want to see that.
DJ Khaled's just using a Russian accent for no reason.
So whatever, he takes that information to Ammo. They do a sting on this arms dealer, and Rita is like, listen, we're not going to kill anybody today, everybody. Let's really try not to. And like, okay,
class, do your best not to murder anyone today.
But no, that's not enough for Big Dick Mike Lowery, because and by the way, Martin Lawrence has just got his feet up somewhere reading a magazine. Great. Yep. What I want in my Bad Boys movie.
Yep, literally half of the reason I tuned into this movie is just sitting at home in a recliner.
Yeah, isn't he almost like electrocuting himself?
Well, because that's the joke is he says something about, I think Will Smith is like, you can't retire. Teresa's going to be pissed off that you're around the house all day breaking things. And he tries to like fix a ceiling fan and it goes crazy and flies off like some sort of saw contraption and breaks his television.
It's like I get it. It's TV. You don't have to press it this hard, man.
But yeah, so big dumbass thing about this, operation that they're running here is the one guy, the dude from Riverdale, is like the drone guy. And so they send this like little flying drone into the warehouse. And I mean, it is the most obvious giveaway shit you could be doing. They park this van right outside of the hideout, right? And the little drone flies out the roof of it. So, okay, if anyone, from the gang was outside monitoring shit, oh, hey, this tiny little drone flew out of the van. Those must be cops.
It's 3.5 feet wide. Like, it's not that small.
Dude, and it goes into this garage where they're doing this shit, and I'm like, can no one hear this? It's got like 3 little propellers on it, it's buzzing, it's 6 feet away from them. Come on. All right, they're acting like this thing's like a little spy.
All right, I got all the goods. Can anyone hold on? Wait, everybody shut up. Is that your cell phone? Is
someone getting a call? Is your phone on vibrate? What is that? I specifically said airplane mode during this gun deal.
But he realizes that there's no money in the briefcase, so that means it's going to go south. So him and Vanessa Hudgens now playing the role of Martin Lawrence. Here comes Vanessa Hudgens.
You know what? Not much shorter than Martin Lawrence.
Not much. They get into it. And it's a fun. I actually think the action is kind of bad in this movie. I mean, obviously you're talking about Michael Bay, who can obviously very much direct an action scene, but like there's like high octane, like crazy intense action, and this is not that.
Well, yeah, and this is the problem, right? You go into a Bad Boys movie expecting Michael Bay caliber action, right? Say what you will about Michael Bay. I don't care for most of his movies, but the guy can direct action. And these two guys, these Belgian filmmakers that they have do this, are clearly raised on like, well, we've already said like stylistically and story-wise, it feels like Fast and the Furious. But this, some of the action here feels like we are directing Liam Neeson movies.
Yes.
Yeah. The lighting looks Bay-esque, and I think the lighting throughout looks pretty good. Looks kind of in the world of Bad Boys 2. And I think the chase sequence at the start of the movie that turned out just to go to the hospital, I think that was the best action sequence of the movie.
It kind of is. Yeah, you're right.
Absolutely. Like
I don't hate this sequence though. I thought it's got some cool moves, including, I mean, the ammo seller is standing there, and then like Will Smith shoots a dude whose gun then goes flying, causing an explosion, and then the arms dealer gets impaled on the forklift. That's not too shabby.
Where is this pink mist coming from? Is this the Joker's hideout? Like, I was very confused by this part.
Because this is all of their like tactical non-lethal shit that they're
I see.
From ammo. So it's like smoke screen, so they can like sneak around and things.
Somebody opened a 3/4 pink Fanta, and
you don't want to do that,
also,
dude.
there is another moment where they're, in the shootout, and this dude is, because it's like a auto body shop where the deal is going down, and there's a dude standing under a car that's on a jack, and the jack gets shot and the car falls on the guy. That was kind of cool.
Did you say Autobot shop?
I got him for you, Mike Lowery. I crushed him to death.
I ordinarily don't do murder, but when you're with Mike Lowery, it's hard not to.
Oh yeah,
you just get caught up in it.
We got the kid version with Bumblebee. Get the R-rated Transformer with the serial killer one that's working with Mike Lowery.
Yes.
Hey, you know what? R-rated Transformers movie would probably be awesome.
It would be fun.
Just gonna put that out there. Vivian, I'm a serial killer now.
We've had every other iteration. We might as well. Let's have full NC-17. I want to see those fucking headlights.
Hey, now there's Crash, dude.
Come with me, Mike Lowery. I'm going to eat this hospital.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
But yeah, so of course Joey Pants is fucking furious. He's like, I told you that you were just supposed to be monitoring stuff with ammo, not to get involved with anything. And Will Smith is kind of trying to play it as like, well, they were going to shoot first, Captain. We had to do something about this.
So then at what point does Joey Pants take him to his daughter's basketball game? Is that soon? I think that's about right here, right?
It's kind of around here, yeah, because the only thing else that really happens, we have a not great scene where Martin Lawrence gets a call from an old informant who's like, you got to get Mike Lowery down here, blah, blah, blah. There's a whole hilarious thing where like Mike is embarrassed to be riding in Martin Lawrence's like family van or whatever it is.
And the snitches thing is like, oh, the guy that shot Mike Lowery is also after me, the exact same guy, I swear.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because like Will Smith is busting his ass the whole time. Like, we need to get there. He said, Remy, I think is the guy's name. He's like, Remy said it was an emergency. He's not going to wait around forever. They dropped the grandson off with Theresa. It's a whole thing. But the gag I do like is they get out of the car and he's been kvetching about them running late. And as soon as they park, this dude Remy just falls dead on the car. Kind of funny.
You can't go wrong with the good body on a car gag.
Yeah.
I think it always works.
You get and I'm not sure it's in the second movie, you do get your bad boys standing up kind of crane.
Yeah, no, they have it in the second one. Don't worry about it. I was calling it it's the bad boys, the shit just hit the fan shot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I do like as an end to that joke, they have to drive back in Martin Lawrence's car, and it's it's pretty funny.
It's not bad. That whole part there felt like we had some of the older Bad Boys chemistry. But this is what you're talking about, Steve. Yeah. So like Mike Lowery goes to a basketball game with the captain. It's like a high school or community basketball game. His daughter's playing.
And the joke is, because that's in the first one, is that Joe Pantoliano is terrible at basketball. She's also terrible at basketball. It's kind of, again, like I was like, oh, it's kind of like the Bad Boys I love kind of a thing.
Yeah, and he, because I don't remember if he's like this in the first movie with the Eastern philosophy, but he definitely is in the second movie because that's all he's doing the bullshit woo-saw like the whole time.
Yeah.
So in this he's like trying to tell Will Smith this story about like this like Buddhist horse story or something, and all I could do was chuckle because to me, hearing Joe Pantoliano talking about horses after The Sopranos, like it just makes me think of his run on The Sopranos and how that all comes to an end, which is magnificent.
I'm a main guy.
Yes, exactly.
I think my favorite line when he's about to get killed by Tony, sorry, spoiler alert, is just like, you're upset about me eating me killing a horse. You eat sausage by the fucking truckload. And it's
wow. He's laughing in the end now, isn't he?
I guess that's true. Is that where James Gandolfini? Am I remembering this right? He like Joey Pants is in his face and he goes, "You're crowding me."
Probably.
Is that what he said? He has some line to him right before he murders him in that episode, which is great. Anyway, so yeah, like Joey Pants, this whole scene is just him desperately trying to be like, look, Mike, you got to get control of your life, man. It's like an out of control horse that's running your life, you know, and you don't know where your life is going. Like, where are you going, Mike, is what he says. What are you doing?
Look, Mike, you got to stop killing 20 people a day. It's just too many. I can't cover it up anymore. You've got to get it down to 5, buddy.
They're calling you the South Beach Slayer, Mike. It's not great.
I'm not saying a full-on cold turkey will get you a murder nicotine patch. They have those?
No. We've been trying the Dexter idea, going out in the harbor and putting them in the bag and throw them in the ocean. The ocean is full up, Mike. You killed too many people.
The ocean's filled up with the souls taken by Mike Lowery.
You notice how the harbor's red now?
Poseidon's keeping them warm for the devil.
So then it's like this whole, the team loses the basketball game. Why don't you come over for dinner? Oh, are you going to cook again, Captain? Blah, 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 blah. Bam! Joey Pants assassinated in this movie.
Right.
Just shot right through the throat.
This should have happened within the first 20 minutes. I think this was like an hour and 30 seconds into the movie.
It should be the catalyst for this film.
Exactly. Yeah. And this movie can't find a catalyst. It's like, is the catalyst that he's got a kid? No. Is it the catalyst that Mike gets shot? Not really. Is the catalyst like the wedding? No, still not there yet. Like, this is finally the catalyst. And it's like, oh my God, you get a dramatic, you do, because we're setting up that he's not all of a bad guy. The murdering son, whatever his name is trying to shoot Mike Lowery, but this guy's like, you got the shot. Is like, no, innocent. So like maybe that's sort of something, not really, but like,
well,
put that in your back pocket.
No innocence? I thought he said no witnesses.
No. He said, I think he does say no innocence. At
okay.
Some point,
that makes much more sense. Actually,
it's we're starting to pave the ground that this guy is redeemable, even though he murdered a judge. He murdered DA.
He murdered Joey Pants. He's been in all these movies. Like he's a character. He's like, you can't do that. I think.
Yes. The fact at the end of the movie, it's like, you know what? You're all right. It's like, well, you killed one of my best friends in the world, Joey Pants, but you know what? You're all right.
I think the thing with why they make like the judge and the DA and the forensics guy all kind of look like pigs is because they want to make it easier to forgive him at the end.
I think you're totally right, dude. If these guys all look like rich fuck pigs or whatever, and then like they get murdered, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. If I had a fucking, if somebody who I fathered, in 10 years murders one of you guys, I'm still not gonna like that dude. I'm like, that kid sucks. Fuck him.
But it sets up the Showtime anti-hero series Son of a Witch, starring whoever this is.
It's a real whoever this is.
The name of the character is Armando, and he's played by Jacob Scipio.
Any other notable acting appearances?
The Outpost. Was that? There's some photo.
Yeah,
coming up after the ball game. It's The Outpost.
By the way, co-starring Scott Eastwood and Orlando Bloom.
Mm-hmm.
Wow!
There's a few. Let me see. There's a photo of him with American Mike. Let's see.
Oh, Gerard Butler himself?
Yeah, Hunter Killer. He was in.
Oh boy.
Which one's that?
That's the submarine one.
I thought it was the submarine one. Yeah, okay. Did you see that, Kat?
Oh, yeah. It's real stupid. And not fun like American Mike.
Yeah.
Right. Just like boring stupid.
Yeah, like it's just him and Gary Oldman like jawing at each other like over the phones because like Gary Oldman is like, I am not going to be in the same room as that man.
Well, that's all he's really done. He's just had like TV. He was on a few. It looks like he was on like a couple episodes of Bob the Builder in the UK as a voice actor. It looks like a Lego type of TV show or special or claymation. Cool. I don't know. I bet there's a documentary about people wanting to fuck it though.
Sure.
Yeah. Only airs on UK television somewhere. There is a weird, terrible bit of editing here where I believe it's Will Smith and he's talking to, maybe is it Rita? He just goes, "You said if I went out there, I was going to get somebody killed." And then the scene, it feels like there's going to be more dialogue there. Or maybe he's talking to Martin Lawrence. I don't remember. But he says that, and then it just cuts, and it's just Martin Lawrence sitting in a chair, like being sad about the captain. And I'm like, that's a really obvious, we had way more dialogue there, and nobody thought that whatever the scene was mattered, I guess. I mean, the movie is surprisingly just a tad over 2 hours. Like, I expected this to be like a 2:20.
Yeah, they're going back because Bad Boys 2, I think, is like 2 hours and 20 at least.
Oof. But yeah, this is how we get the one last time, ride or die, Bad Boys for life. And it's like, you have to start this movie with Martin Lawrence is retired. Will Smith is pissed off about it. Maybe he's got a new partner and it's not working out. Joey Pants assassinated. Boom, bang, bing. We got a movie going. Let's do it one more time.
We'll understand it. Like, we don't need to watch him retire. Like, if it's just like, oh man, you've missed a lot in the last 17 years or however it's long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
it's been almost 20 years. It's totally conceivable that a cop retired.
You guys keep talking about this Ammo TV show, maybe a spinoff or whatever, but this feels like a fucking this is like a few episodes of a TV show already.
Oh, absolutely.
This is a TV show.
Well, I mean, also, let us not forget that they just canceled the other Bad Boys spinoff show, LA's Finest, which is Bad Boys 2. It's Gabrielle Union's character from that. Had her own TV show for 2 seasons.
No, wait, what?
Absolutely. This is a real thing.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not. You go look at LA's Finest. It's her and Jessica Alba.
Oh, that's weird. Because they mention Gabrielle Union's character in this movie for literally one line.
Just to be like, yeah, we couldn't afford Gabrielle Union. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and it's just like Will Smith broke up with her at some point. Wow, I didn't know that. I mean, I feel like I've heard tell of that movie or the television show. Yes, Sidney Burnett. Wow.
I had no idea.
Wow, I'm having my mind totally exploding right now, Chris.
Coming up after the game, who gives a shit? It's LA's Finest.
After that, a new episode of David. He's talking to Jack Nance, summoned from beyond the grave. Tune in.
This week on David, we're doing some necromancy, and my old pal Jack Nance is stopping by. He was murdered in the parking lot of a donut restaurant. We're going to ask him what went down.
Also, because the network has been forcing me, is my daughter too sexy? We're splitting the show in half. Half David Lynch horseshit, half of that other stuff you seem to like.
That's right. We're going to be doing paternity tests. Oh, gee willikers, and then we're going to film a radiator.
Coming up next on David, it's a bunch of people in bunny suits being very, very sad.
Musical guest, the lady in the radiator.
Love it. In heaven, everything is fine.
Oh, man, that's a little earworm, dude. That'll get in your head. You gotta be careful.
Love it.
Next up, we have Justin Theroux looking sexy for 20 minutes.
Get a peek. So we're working with ammo. We find out that Armando's number 2 is this dude Zuelo, who we meet for 2 seconds at the beginning of the movie when Armando like takes over the gangs. And it turns out Marcus used to coach him in basketball. There's a whole thing. So this is where we use a lot of like the here's ammo to the rescue, because like big hunky Viking hacker guy finds out like, okay, it's Zuelo's birthday. So that let's see, and then the other guy from Riverdale is like, well, a guy like that, there's only 3 clubs he's going to in Miami, this, that, and the other thing. And then like the Viking hacks all the guest list shit on these clubs, computer systems. They find out the reservation.
Well, to be fair, they find, so it's like, yeah, it could be only there's 3 clubs. Okay, it's zillions. Okay, let's look at the reservation list tomorrow. Ooh, Rodriguez, that's him. Gotta be it. Welcome to fucking Miami, by the way. The one Rodriguez that lives there. Like, it's a bit much.
They go by a last name? It's not like Zuelo is making a reservation?
It's like, oh, Zuelo's real name is something Rodriguez. Da, 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 da. All right, let me just hack. Da, 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 da. Oh, my God, somebody named Rodriguez is having a party in Miami. It's gotta be our guy. Well, but I will give this movie the credit. Like, I do love the Miami-ness of this film. Not that I've been to Miami, but like Miami feels like a character in this movie. I will give it credit. Like, the music feels right. Like, it's super diverse. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's speaking Spanish. It's good in that regard. But this was very funny to me. The Rodriguez bit.
Yeah. All 3 of these movies are good by the city to varying degrees, but I think you're right. It's nice to see a city on film in a movie that feels as much of a character when it's not New York or Los Angeles or DC.
It will be interesting to see in Bad Boys 4 when they have to solve only underwater crimes. That'll be a little strange.
You know what? Yeah, that'd be great. Like the city of Atlantis or something, kind of like that. Yeah.
Something to that effect.
But
you know what? I think
maybe they could partner with a dolphin.
It did Florida very right. Everyone was talking with bubbles coming out of their mouth. They were all drowning the entire time.
Yes, now with becoming a Miami police officer, you also have to have a thorough scuba diving experience.
Oh, and it's the new police captain, Sally Hawkins from Shape of Water.
And for some reason, everyone's still denying global warming is a thing or climate change or any of that.
Sure.
There's some terrible shit here before we leave for Zillions. There's a thing where they're like, all right, we're going to suit up and blah, blah, blah. And there's a thing where Will Smith is not having it about rubber bullets. Okay.
Yeah,
But then the other thing, man, oh, man, we have the whole ammo team singing Bad Boys.
Oh.
Dude, my ass clenched right up. Closed for business once again. Thank you very much.
I really think, like, in the first movie, maybe they do absolutely sing it once, and it's kind of a gag. They don't really call themselves the Bad Boys either. They're just like those guys, and they're singing that song because it was a popular song when the movie came out in 1995. You know, like,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
it's fucking 30 years later, man.
There's a lot of references to it in this film. Like when they're getting to the hospital at the start, it starts to play. Martin Lawrence opens the car door. It hits a fire hydrant. The song immediately stops. Later on, they're like, "What about the good guys?" Like, Martin Lawrence is like, "Why not just the good guys?" And Will Smith's
good
like,
men, dude.
Whatever. And Will Smith is like, "Well, that's not catchy."
No, the song. No, there's no popular song called Good, but there's no popular song called Bad Boys either. Because
if you're listening to by the way, if you're listening to the fucking Cops TV show theme in 2020, go fuck yourself.
Thank you very much.
But so we go to Club Zillions. Everybody's undercover. You know, and it's again, here come the youngins to save the day because Will Smith and Martin Lawrence can't get in past the velvet rope, and then like Riverdale guy is like friendly with the 2 women working the door, and it's kind of a funny. He's like, "Oh, this is my friend Mike. He's feeling sad. He just got divorced." But so then we go in, and then this sequence, like, I wish there was a little more of an action sequence in this club because, again, it's another place that, like, we've got a bunch of bright, cool colors. It's packed with people. Could have done some fun shit here. They do like a fake, we're all gonna sing Zuelo happy birthday, so they all pose as like people working for the club, and the dude gets away because they don't like arrest him, right? Like, you know, Martin Lawrence says, like, happy birthday, dickhead. And he's like, oh, it's that guy, and fucking flees the scene immediately.
They say you're under arrest, but they don't actually grab him. Like, he's a fucking big dude, and he's obviously going to resist arrest. Like, grab the dude.
Yeah. So then this sets off. I think, honestly, this is a decent action piece here.
This is the only decent action, I think, in the movie. This weird motorcycle chase thing.
Yeah, because Zuelo gets away on a motorcycle, and they do the bullshit, we need this car, police business kind of thing, and you're like, all right. But so yeah, a lot of cool like stunt stuff here. Will Smith shoots this guy in the head with the rubber bullet, and he gets this like crazy blood blister bruise, and there is this disgusting moment of Martin Lawrence cannot resist the urge to touch it. And isn't this a thing from the second movie too, Chris?
Well, because they're talking about how they want to fuck corpses in the second one. He's touching a dead boob.
Yes,
that's it. He's touching a dead boob.
I'm sorry.
Pardon me?
Once you touch dead tits in your movie, you're done making movies.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you're Michael Rooker and the movie is called Henry, A Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Thank you. I would like sequels.
There is a sequel.
Really?
Yeah,
with Michael Rooker?
Yeah.
Not with Michael Rooker, but it's with somebody else. I forget who.
It's I think it's Steve Railsback is in the sequel.
I think that's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
From Nucky.
Yes.
A
indeed.
recipe for success.
Yeah. By the way, it sucks that I know that.
I'll try to check it out, but I'm disappointed it's not Rooker because he was fantastic in that movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's a bullshit exchange here where, you know, again, we're in the car chasing after this guy, and Martin Lawrence is like, hey man, you might want to pull over. When you were in a coma, like I made a promise to God that if he let you live, I wouldn't do any more violence. And Will Smith just has this line, man, violence is what we do. And I am like, you are making this movie in 2020
to serve and to violence.
Yeah.
It's so awful and irresponsible.
And don't tell me I'm supposed to like be judging Will Smith. It's Will Smith. I'm supposed to like Will Smith.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's not I don't know who you're supposed to like in this one. Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's not.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it would have been better at the original location at the Antwerp Police Department in Belgium.
That was a long walk, but I appreciate it, Eric.
Yeah,
you know what? It's a long trip across the pond, Chris.
I understand.
There is, funny enough, speaking of David Lynch, though, there is a thing where they're looking at this dude's huge blood blister on his head, and I think it's Will Smith just goes, that's some Elephant Man shit right there. I got a good chuckle out of it. But, so the whole fight continues because they get surrounded by some gang members because they don't take this dude away fast enough, this Zuelo guy, so then all these gang dudes come to get him.
By the way,
then here's ammo to the rescue, thank God.
Coming up on David, Elephant Man shit. We're gonna have Anthony Hopkins is gonna be here tonight unveiling new freaks.
Anthony Hopkins is here to play with his cat and the piano musings.
Yes, I know when I'm making movies nowadays, they're kind of terrible and no one sees them, so my appearance on David, I guess, is fine.
And also, I'm sleeping with my stepfather. Sorry, folks. The network is really twisting my arm on that one.
First, ABC fucked me over by forcing me to reveal who killed Laura Palmer. Now I'm dealing with this garbage.
God. I guess next is my son is my pet. Is that wrong?
Man,
here's a question.
I'd watch David. I would watch David every afternoon.
I would
Of course.
Appointment television. My question: who is this Steve Wilkos or whatever that guy's name is? Who's this big beefy dude breaking up the fights?
Great question. Who would that be in the David Lynch-verse?
It could be the dude. Is he still alive? The guy who plays Leo, what's his face on Twin Peaks?
Leo Johnson? I don't know if he's still around or not. He might be.
Because that guy has a ponytail that could bounce you right off the talk show set.
Because Everett McGill passed, correct?
Everett McGill did go, yeah.
Huh.
Wait, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, did he? Yeah,
I think he did.
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
I think he did.
I was not aware either. Let me check this out. No, it says he's still alive.
He is?
All right, so there's Everett McGill.
Cabin, don't fucking do that to me, Cabin.
You know
I can't believe that.
You know what? this might be one of those Mandela effects.
Yeah, where you think he died. All right, so it's Everett McGill.
Yeah, so it has to be Everett McGill.
Yeah, okay, it's
By the
Everett
way,
McGill. Sorry, Leo Johnson.
Leo Johnson, played by Eric DeRay, is still alive. He was.
Oh, I thought Eric DeRay died also. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know.
At least according to IMDb, I might be like faked out right now.
I guess Chris and I just wish more cast members from Twin Peaks were dead.
I just forgot his love interest in Twin Peaks. She died.
Yes, she passed.
That's what I was thinking.
Gotcha.
So whatever, it's a big thing. It ends on a helicopter. There's a fun part with a motorcycle and a sidecar, and there's like we're trying to at least like do a little bit of bad boy stuff where it's like, wow, it's like an angry white guy's basement in here. There's a lot of guns here. I'm like, you're killing people on the regular, Bad Boys.
That's what sucks, is because that line is great, except for the fact that it is preceded seconds before by that violence is what we do.
Exactly.
Line.
Like it would be,
and that's what I mean by like this movie does not know what its opinion on modern law enforcement is, and it's a real problem.
And
yeah,
no, it's just whatever. Like it kind of ends on a helicopter situation where it's like the end of the original of Batman 1989. Two people on a fucking on a helicopter rope, which is kind of stuff. A helicopter ladder, rather.
Well, this is a great thing, and this is also this is a helicopter centric action sequence on a bridge. Like I really was getting some like Mission Impossible 3 vibes here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's this guy Armando, and he's got a fucking rocket launcher and yada yada. Zuelo like grabs onto the ladder and he's like taking him to safety, and then Will Smith grabs onto the ladder at the last moment, and they're flying over the water, and it's kind of hilarious because like he's trying to get a shot off on Will Smith is Armando, and this dude Zuelo is just in the way, and they're like non-verbal, like, look, I'm trying to shoot around, would you get out, come on, will you just move? And then finally Armando just giving up, and you can see him do his shoulder shrug like, fuck it, and just shoots this dude in the head. Pretty great.
It's nice.
But then as when they find Zuelo, it's
I love it.
Steve, it took me way too long to figure out what you were doing.
It's a deep cut for no one.
No, it's a good cut.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But Mike Lowery also is about to like drop off this ladder, and Armando utters the phrase "hasta el fuego," which is something that Will Smith utters earlier in the movie. And Will Smith kind of is like, wait, what? And then falls off this ladder into the water. This was a bad impact shot on the water right here. Did you notice this? They definitely did not drop the stunt person from high enough, because you see the body fall into the water. And Will Smith falls from, it's supposed to be very high up. And the guy like barely gets under the water. Like he would drop
It's
through the water.
This movie's shit.
Yes, some sloppy shit right here, dude. Some sloppy shit.
Yeah, it's some sloppy shit.
I don't like sloppy stunt work.
But it's like, oh, it's made up Spanish. I used to say it to this witch I used to date. No big deal. Maybe I got a kid. Okay.
You know, I told you about that one woman I loved. Well, it turned out she was a witch.
This is the whole speech that he gives. Basically, like, ammo is being shut down because this whole thing is a bloodbath, and that's not what the Miami PD wants. And while they're doing that, he has a big Will Smith has an impassioned speech with Martin Lawrence, and it's this weird, like, the beginnings of Mike Lowery, and I'm like, the beginnings of who could give a shit? It's like, she taught me everything I know, how to dress, how to shoot, how to do. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You're a cop. I never questioned that.
Dude, he goes, she made Mike Lowery, and it is kind of a funny response of Martin Lawrence going like, oh, so that's why you always dress like a drug dealer? It was kind of funny.
She told me how to cast spells, make poisons, talk to birds.
Because guys, they call her the Bruja, the witch, and it's like, wait, so she's an actual witch, and it's Martin Lawrence does, and the movie does drag that joke right into the ground. It's kind of funny.
Oh my god,
the first
do they ever?
2 or 3 times he says it, but he really goes too far with it. The movie really goes too far with it. I'm not going to blame him on it.
No, and so the whole horseshit thing is like when he was plucked out of the academy by Joey Pants, because nobody knew him yet on the street or whatever, they put him undercover to try to get to this drug dealer, which is this woman's husband who's now dead.
Oh my God, it's like DiCaprio in The Departed.
It kind of is.
Yeah, you're totally right, dude. Except hilariously, Will Smith's undercover name was Ricky Rollins. I want that movie. And also, let's put aside some money for a little bit of a de-aging budget here. Not a ton because it's Will Smith. How about a flashback scene? A little something.
Or like
Something,
maybe like
yeah.
a golden shot, like you'll see him from behind kind of a thing, and he's doing stuff. That's
A
sort of
golden
something.
shower?
Golden shower, yeah. He gets peed on by this lady.
Yes.
Is,
That's how you stay youthful, dude. You get peed on.
Yeah, is DJ Khaled into that or no?
Yeah, that's the thing, dude. He will not go downtown on a lady, but he will get pissed on.
If he is the faucet, if he is the golden showerer, he's into it.
The faucet.
But if he
The faucet. God damn.
No, I want to explore this more because I can't, like, if this guy is saying my sex life is completely boring, or is there other avenues? Like, I don't know.
Sure.
Right. Yeah. I don't need pussy, but I will pee on people. Yeah.
But I will not be peed on. The king doesn't do that.
Right. Yeah. He's the faucet, like you said.
Yes, the faucet.
So and then just like Bad Boys 2, I can't believe it. The movie is pretty much like over with right here. If you ended it with like they all got shut down and it was a big disgrace, like I'd kind of be fine with it. But then the movie, whereas in Bad Boys 2, where it's like, okay, we got to start the third act. Let's just go to Cuba. This movie's like, okay, let's start the third act. Let's go to Mexico. The best thing about that first Bad Boys movie is that they are in the city of Miami the whole time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
It's and the fact that you just do the same exact structural maneuvering again in this script is infuriating.
Well, to be fair, they only invade incredibly evil places, such as Cuba and Mexico City. That's they're
I will say, props to this movie. Credit where credit's due for not doing the traffic. Let's put the yellow filter on because we're in Mexico.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
I did appreciate that we could get some beautiful color in the country of Mexico. But the flight scene. I do not need airplane comedy in this movie.
No.
It's a lot, and it's I'm looking at my watch already, and it's just so much. Like,
it's too much.
so you had sex with a witch? Was she on a broom the whole time? What was the witch doing? Did she eat an eye of newt? Witch jokes. Martin Lawrence is got like a fucking blue index cards. Like, one of these is gonna work. Hold on, just stay there. So one of these is gonna work. I guarantee you're gonna laugh.
What'd she do? She eat Anya Taylor-Joy's little sister or what?
Martin Lawrence is just chucking the blue cards all across the airplane cabin. One of these has to work. But also around there though is the insane thing where he's like, so hey, Mike Lowery, what are you gonna do? Like once you find your son, he's like, I'm gonna kill him.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna murder that guy. You better believe I've marked my own son for death.
Oh, Marcus!
Come on.
Marcus, you're gonna have to stop for a minute here. I just got myself hard thinking about killing my son. Oh, okay. You're gonna have to leave, man. Ooh.
Hey, Marcus, you know how I love to end bloodlines? It's like one of my things. You know what I mean? Like, the idea to end my own bloodline, Marcus. Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps. Feel it, Marcus. Goosebumps.
It actually feels like the liquid in my balls is boiling. That's how hot this is.
It's Marcus. It's almost, think of it this way. It's almost like murdering my entire family.
I made my family disappear.
So we get to Mexico and they meet up. This was a confusing thing, and I guess I don't know if it's a reference to part 2, part 1, or just nothing. Did you catch where? There's a guy that they meet, hooks him up with a lady who, they have like, access to guns, this, that, and the other thing. The guy throws out this line, like he's on his way out. He shakes hands with Will Smith and he goes, "This makes us even for Miami."
Oh yeah, I don't know what that means.
I forget? Is the tall tech guy in this one?
No, I don't think so.
Because the guy who was in the first one and the second one, I'm surprised they didn't get back to him. That's who I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what that line was supposed to be. I even rewound it.
Huh.
I was like, was I not paying attention to the start of the scene or something? He just goes, this makes us even for Miami, and then leaves the movie. Doesn't matter. But of course, just like the second movie where they get to Cuba and it's like, how are we going to do this alone? And then the team shows up. We're in Mexico. How are we going to do this alone? Oh, thank goodness Ammo secretly followed us here.
Surprise, surprise. Ammo's a paramilitary organization.
Exactly.
Yep, exactly. And there is some crazy line where Will Smith says to Rita, like, how did you get access to all of this equipment and the weaponry and everything? And she's like, oh, something safe house, blah blah blah. And I'm like, you work for the Miami Police Department. What safe house in Mexico are we talking about?
Well, no, she says, oh, something. The Mexico Justice Department gave us these guns, but if we get killed, they don't know anything. But if we do the job,
the Justice Department
or the police or something. Basically, the Mexican police wants this to happen, but they don't want to go. They're disavowing. So it's like sort of vaguely sanctioned.
Yeah.
Now, by the way, it's an IMF mission.
Exactly.
We're going to be disavowed if we get killed.
I would like some face masks. That could really amp the comedy because it's Bad Boys. Where's the fucking comedy? And it's not witch jokes.
Well, that's the thing.
No, definitely not.
Eventually, Bad Boys should go to FBI.
Yeah.
They should be
fucking light them up.
It should be called. It should be the Bad Boys go to the FBI,
Mm-hmm.
like a
That's
Harold
what it
and
should be called.
Kumar thing.
I agree, absolutely. And like the FBI could see, oh, well, you guys are quite accomplished killers,
By the way, the other side of that, I would watch a tight 87-minute movie about Will Smith and Martin Lawrence trying to find cheeseburgers.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Absolutely. I would watch a tight 86 movie called Bad Boys. Any of them.
Yeah, it would be nice if I would watch a movie of them having fun rather than justifying like slaughter by these cops.
Yes, and again, like we just mentioned it, but the crossing of international borders. What are we fucking doing? What are you fucking doing?
It's Team America World Police,
exactly.
motherfucker. It's just the worst. And so we have to go to the outskirts of town. There's an abandoned hotel where Mike is going to go meet up with Isabel, I think her name is, our Bruja here. And, Ammo is going to like stand by and wait for the signal and everything.
I feel like we need more with her as well. Like, let's explore this a little more than we do.
Yeah, because I mean, Will Smith has some line about like, all right, I'll get in there, I'll keep her talking, blah, blah, blah. And he kind of doesn't. Like, it almost immediately turns into a Mexican standoff.
They have like zero chemistry together, despite, I know he wasn't around for the kid, but like, you'd think there would be some history.
Well, he's like, oh, it's the only woman I ever loved. And it's like, well, hello, Rita. And then she goes, now watch my son grow. And she throws the thing, and the guy turns into a huge thing. That's a Power Rangers joke.
Oh.
Is Rita from the Power Rangers?
Rita Repulsa, my friend.
Okay,
Don't worry
I thought
about it.
because there's a character in this called Rita, so I got confused.
I mean, if she summoned a ghost to attack Marcus or Mike, I'd believe it. I mean, I'd go with it at this point. Why not?
Well, what's funny is after this like tidal wave of Martin Lawrence witch jokes that are all terrible, the movie decides that for this final sequence here, this whole set piece at the end, they are going to photograph this woman as if she is indeed a witch.
Yes.
There is a scene or a shot in this scene where it cuts to her and like her head jerks towards the direction of the characters, and as soon as it does, lightning strikes and thunder rumbles.
Yeah.
Get right out of here. Get right out of here.
It's the afternoon when they show up, and then all of a sudden, it really is that you see Martin Lawrence and the team walking through the golden hour, and then all of a sudden it's midnight and it's a thunderstorm. And I'm like, that sucks shit.
I guess Will Smith does keep her talking, though.
I will say I was with it until she turns Martin Lawrence into a mouse.
Yeah,
that I thought was a little. I was like, we're at the end of the movie here. We don't have time for mice. Come on.
It should have been a thing where she was doing some like Scooby-Doo villain shit and like making people think that she had witch powers, and then the bad boys pull back the curtain and really reveal what's going on.
Sure,
Yes.
it would be something.
Yeah,
because the ending gets so muddy with all of the very bad action.
Yeah, this sequence is not great. And, a bunch of dudes come in here and, they pull guns on the bad boys and everything. And it's a big standoff. And then, here comes ammo. And including this guy is controlling this drone that now has a machine gun on it.
Sure.
Why is the drone a character? This drone's got more to do than some of the ammo members.
I would have loved it if it just duct taped the gun on there. Not any smoothness or anything like that.
It just falls off like shit. I should
ramshackle shit.
No.
I seriously think the drone has more to do than the Viking guy. I really
it definitely
do.
does.
There is a part in here, I don't understand some of the filmmaking choices here. I've mentioned some of the bad editing. There's a moment here where I think it's Rita has a gun and there's dudes on a second level and she's on the ground floor and she tilts her gun up towards these guys. And when she does it, do you guys remember the shot? The camera turns on its side and she starts walking to shoot these dudes. And for a split second, the camera starts following her, and it looks like it's about to be a really cool, filled with kinetic energy sort of tracking shot. But they just cut away from it. It's a very, obvious, intentional camera move. And I was like, cool, what a cool shot they're going to set up here. And then they just give up on it and cut away from it.
Well, that shot's 5 seconds were up. Can't have it longer for 5 seconds.
I know, man.
Cannot happen.
This editing, it is just atrocious. It's just atrocious. So they, the Bruja and the boy here are trying to get away in a helicopter, and Martin Lawrence and Will Smith are like, all right, you got to shoot at the rotor, blah, blah, blah. Martin Lawrence accidentally shoots the pilot, and it's a big glass dome that they're under. The helicopter falls through. It's a whole thing,
all CGI,
which isn't even that great.
No.
Yes, yeah, bad CGI, absolutely.
There's actually also, I didn't mention earlier, but even at the start of the movie, I think 10 minutes and 30 seconds in, I paused it at where Armando shoots the initial guys to start off the plot of the film.
Yeah.
CGI blood. It is in this
Yep.
movie.
It's everywhere. Yeah.
It's the same thing with Joey Pants too.
And Will Smith. It's all CGI. Nobody even got dirty making this movie. It's come on, could you just put blood on your fucking main character? Is it possible?
Seriously.
Somebody outlawed squibs. I don't know who did it. I got to find the person who did this. They outlawed it.
I'd like to add another part to that anti-coronavirus bill, or I should say pro-coronavirus bill. I would like to also stop squibs.
I bet you it was him.
I'm tired of squibs.
I bet you it was him, that piece of shit. Absolutely.
I've been talking to the vice president a lot about how he wants to ban squibs. I think it'd be a very good idea to take squibs away from leftist elite Hollywood.
Another thing is that if you stream a movie and not on Netflix or Amazon, you go to jail for the rest of your life.
Yes, that was in that bill, wasn't it?
Yes. Streaming the COVID-19 relief bill that Mitch McConnell's Senate passed includes a thing where if you stream a movie on the internet, you could go to jail. You'll lose the right to vote. It's a felony.
I just guess what, everybody? Everyone who is streaming Black Mirror illegally, they're not voting for us anyway.
Absolutely. That's what it is. That's what it is. Because, QAnon's not a movie yet.
Yeah, the people who are voting for you are doing bootleg streams of Ray Donovan.
Yeah, there's a small amendment if you take Ray Donovan. It's okay. I'm just disgusted when I looked at all the statistics about how many people were bootlegging Blue Bloods.
Oh, Martin Lawrence getting fucking sliced up by this lady's pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, it's so the helicopter crashes, but they're okay. The two of them only, and now all of the ammo, such as they are, disappear from the movie.
Hey, Mike, look, the bullets bounce off of me.
Yeah, I don't know where they go.
Yeah, I don't.
I guess they run away because the helicopter fell.
And
but I guess the bad boys are the only ones brave enough to stay behind.
Sure, but then Rita comes back eventually.
Martin Lawrence, it looks like you knocked her out, But then, and meanwhile, Will Smith is fighting his own son and like,
choking him out, man.
choking him out. And he can't do it though. You know, his heart grew when he was choking his son to death. His heart grew 2 sizes.
But then Marcus screams out, "You must throw your son into Mordor."
It does kind of look a little bit like the fucking volcano here,
A
man.
little weird.
Oh, and then also when Martin Lawrence punches this woman in the face, he goes, "Let that be a lesson to your witch ass." But this was, I found it in my notes. This was what I was talking about. Like, she's out cold. They do a quick, like they cut to her in close up. Lightning and thunder happens, and her eyes open is what it is. And it's like, you thought you defeated me.
Oh, wait. Am I watching Bright right now?
better movie, dude. Better
Absolutely.
Yeah,
movie.
kind of.
100%.
So yeah, big whole standoff here. Isabel accidentally shoots this son. When she's going for Will Smith, she shoots Armando in the shoulder. And
Is it an accident or is it like
I
this
think she
kid
was
has gone bad?
I think it's a little bit of both, and then she can't believe what she did is kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Oh, then you have to fucking finish it. Yeah.
But this, it sucks because of the CGI, but this woman falling off of this platform and getting like kind of impaled on the flaming helicopter wreckage is not too bad.
I was kind of expecting her to turn into a bunch of ravens.
Yeah. I thought she'd become a dragon or something.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty great. And it's also because she's about to shoot Will Smith, I think is the idea. She's about to shoot Will Smith, and then Rita comes back and really, really overkills it with this lady. I think she puts like 8 in her
Because
chest.
she's so jealous that she's not the mother of Armando.
It's a not. It's that's my man kind of a kill, which is really stupid.
Yeah, I would like her to have a character other than that's my man, even though he doesn't know it yet. That's my man. That's what she does this entire movie. Let's give her something to do.
Well, they give her another thing to do. It's that's my man, and then in the next scene, the next sequence, the last fucking bit of this, she's like, "That's my man, and he's gonna impregnate me."
Oh,
Yep.
boy.
Yep. Because that's the end of the adventure, and we're back at Martin Lawrence, his like waterfront house, which I mean, like Will Smith is the rich one in this movie, but like, good lord. This house on the water, it's insane.
I think Mike Lowery was being very kind. It's like, let's go in on a car wash together, and like, made him a little extra money. Because otherwise,
maybe.
he's on the take. I don't.
Yes, potentially for sure. Or we've been so damaged being millennial and under, they just fucking pulled up the ladder and said, "Eat fucking shit."
Maybe.
That's true. Martin Lawrence, just like he got $800 in his first check. He put $400 down in a house, and the rest he just used for food that week.
Houses used to be like under $1,000.
Sure.
You get a back in the day, dude. You get a house and a vending machine.
Exactly.
They just had the keys to a house and a vending machine.
Just add water like the little sponge dinosaurs.
Yeah, Danny Glover in in those Lethal Weapon movies, he had a house and a boat on a cop salary.
Right.
Yes, I mean this was the way the world used to be. There, we haven't risen the minimum wage in like what 30 years. Anyway,
Something like that. Is Murtaugh's boat comically sunk in any of those movies?
I think in the third one, when Joe Pesci is trying to kill the shark, or is that the fourth one?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
There's a shark.
Jaws.
There's a shark on the boat, and they're
It's
trying
on-
to
it's
kill the shark, and
Oh,
they
I
sink
forget.
the boat while trying to kill the shark.
Well,
Okay, I think that's part 3.
whatever Leo wants, Leo gets.
Yeah,
That's true. With his dumbass blonde hair in that movie. So we're having this is the most Fast and the Furious of the whole film, because it's the family has gathered for some sort of, it's not quite like a cookout, like nobody's got like barbecue chicken on the grill or something like that, but it is like there's a little bit of a spread.
Yes.
We're all toasting to the grand Mexican adventure we just
we
had.
stop it dead. The big dude from the Viking show is just like, duh, could you believe it that I need therapy? Maybe we could do a group session sometime. Isn't that something? Like, my God, I had no clue that Viking show just accepted any white piece of paper that walked in the room.
He's really
Call
bad.
me,
I was
folks.
going to say the jealousy is starting to seep in here, Eric, a little bit.
No, it's not
Just a
jealous.
little bit. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying it's seeping
Sure.
in.
But Chris, this guy fucking sucks in this movie.
I agree.
Well, yeah,
The funny
I'd
thing,
be
though,
upset if there was a TV show about swarthy, creepy weirdos and I wasn't invited.
Maybe you'll find a British documentary soon that'll call you out.
The weird thing about that line, though, with the therapy is he's saying, like, hey, guys, so I'm in therapy for my problems, and it's really helping. And my therapist thinks it would be helpful to me
Yes.
if we did a group session. And they're like, yeah, sure, definitely not. Fuck that guy. Like, wow, way to stand by your
I
partner.
couldn't even tell, like, are they doing this like, oh no, look, it's 2020. The world has changed. Therapy is fine. That's cool, man. Are they trying to do a wishy-washy bullshit message like that? Or is it just a straight up joke?
It's a straight up joke because they say, yes, most definitely. And the second he turns around, they all do a, like, we're going to look to the side and be like, what's with that guy?
Yeah, it's a
He
Herman's
must
head
be
joke.
Crazy.
What did you say, Steve?
It's a Herman's head joke. It's like a 90s therapy. Uh-oh.
Ugh.
So, and I mean, they don't say, because I think some lawyer from Paramount was like, all right, I'm watching this scene. If somebody says family is everything, I will sue. Okay, they don't say it.
Yep.
Family. Oh God, family is all. Can we sue? Can we sue for
My
that?
family is all.
I do think family is mentioned a few times.
It is.
It's reprehensible.
Rita has been promoted to the new captain, so she's taken up the Joey Pants mantle here for the Ammo TV show. And again, though, like, this is another Martin Lawrence is like, all right, like, listen, I'm in it. Will Smith is like, listen, man, you help me out if you want to retire, yada yada, and he's like, nope, I'm back in it. Don't worry about it, Mike Lowery, to the end. I'm with it. And I'm like, let this poor man ease into retirement. It is just insane. And, like, by the time they get this next one out, if the two of them are even in it and it's not just the Ammo show, I have no idea. I didn't even know a fourth movie was greenlit. Like, Martin Lawrence is going to be 60 years old, probably. Like, come on.
Well, he's only 3 years older than Will Smith, but he had a different kind of path there. But even still, and I totally agree with you, he should just be retired and just stop it already.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
if we're doing Indiana Jones at 95 years old, we're doing Bad Boys all the way up too.
Uh-huh.
And I don't want that either.
No, I don't
Let
either.
that poor man fucking retire.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. But yeah, so then this is what Chris you were talking about, like Martin Lawrence and Theresa. Will Smith gets him a gift certificate to go to a spa because of events previously in the film to say sorry. And you know, it's like, Will Smith's babysitting the kids. He's like, yeah, me and the Ammo team got it. And Rita's like, wow, you look really good holding that baby. Ooh, shit,
Well,
my loins.
The other thing is there is Marcus and his wife going to the spa means they're also going to fuck.
Yeah.
Yes, because they had some time away. Because that's a whole thing about, like, you know, Will Smith's making fun of him, like, oh, you've been married for 26 happy years, huh? When was the last time you had sex? and also, as if it's 1995 all over again, Viagra jokes, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh hell yeah.
Got to get them in there. That's still fucking funny after 25
You've
years.
been married for 20 years. Do you even still kill people and dismember them and get rid of the evidence at night?
No, but I am still going to the morgue and touching dead tits like the last movie.
You've changed, man.
Wait, you're touching dead tits, but you're not killing them first? Weird.
Unbelievable.
That's stolen valor, dude.
That's sick. That's sick, I tell you.
And that's the end of the movie with two dumbass, like, back to back almost, like, I'm not even gonna say like mid-roll. It's like the movie ends, the credits stop immediately for this stinger scene of Will Smith visiting Armando in jail. And it's like clearly Armando is like warmed to him a little bit. Will Smith is holding a file, and you know, Armando's like, I'm doing all right in here, you know, doing my time. It's gonna be a long time. And then Will Smith is like, say, What if it wasn't as much time? Are you interested? Dumbass sequel setup of some kind there. And then we're putting in, I thought it was the start of a gag reel right here. It's just, and I want to make sure, did you guys all have this?
With the Martin Lawrence bit?
Yes. Would you fuck a witch without a condom? And then this poor guy is like, I would not. And he goes, he would not, Mike. That is the last exchange of dialogue in this movie.
I did not even notice it. You know what? I watched the in jail sequence and I was like, all right, turn that TV off.
Yes.
Yeah, we cut back to the airplane for no reason.
It's like one joke that was just so damn good. It's one more witch joke, which you needed.
Mm-hmm.
And, just put it in with the rest of them.
Exactly. If you love it so much.
It's like 2 seconds. The movie's already 2 hours and 4 minutes. Just dump it in the back with the rest of the airplane humor.
I hate the Armando stinger. Like, just fucking end the movie. Like, if you're gonna redeem him the next movie, which you will, which also is a very Fast and Furious thing. Like, oh, you can kill our best friends, but oops, now but you were popular enough. Now you're part of the team.
That's a fucking dipshit Hobbs and Shaw thing or whatever. Yeah.
So like that's fine. Just do that in the next movie. You know what I mean? Like, do that work. That scene could be the first scene in your next movie. At the very least, at the end of this movie, I'm like, the bad guy has been taken care of. Got it.
I would have preferred him as like the Hannibal Lecter. He's the villain now.
Like, they spent an hour fucking around and doing jack shit in the start of this movie. Do that at the start of your next movie and set up Armando, the greatest guy that ever lived.
And here's the thing about this setup, right? Like, this kind of a just little button on the end of your movie kind of scene works for like, is it the end of the first X-Men movie where he's in the plastic prison? Yes. You should have killed me when you had the chance, Charles. That whole thing.
Well, yeah. Well, he doesn't say that, but it's them playing chess at the end of the X-Men movie.
Whatever it is, but that scene, right? And that works because it's two huge stars, and there's like something. This is Will Smith and just some other dude that I don't care about. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have the same weight to it. No one was like, "Oh, awesome! They're going to work together in another movie," or what? Whatever that is.
Wait a second. Armando's coming back? Holy shit.
Sign me up.
Oh, man. Yeah. Armando just joined Ammo, folks. Holy fuck.
Oh, man.
I better jerk off into my mouth because Armando fucking joined Ammo. Holy shit. I enjoyed Bad Boys for life.
Oh, fuck. And that is the end of this movie. Would anyone recommend it?
No, I mean, what I liked about the first movie, which I've not seen the second movie, and I grew up on Bad Boys. Like, that was a movie that I as a kid, I love. Fat kid in basketball shorts. I think I say that in our episode on Patreon. But like, I grew up on that movie. I watched it a billion times, and I loved A, the interplay, B, the jokes, and C, the action, and none of that's here. It's just it's the Will Smith show, and Will Smith doesn't even care that much, so it's a big no for me.
Steve, can I ask you what the hell you were doing in July of 2003 that you didn't see the second movie if you were such a big Bad Boys 1 fan?
I don't know. I smelled it coming a mile away. I was like, nah.
Got it. Eric, I think I know which way the wind's blowing with you, buddy.
No, it's a no for me. But by the way, I mean, again, I'm reiterating, dude, it's totally cool to like this movie, man. I think it's awesome. No, but in all seriousness, it's totally fine to like it. I don't. I think it's boring and tedious. I even think, the action scenes just started to gleam over as being repetitive. I just think the magic is gone. So it's a no for me.
Chris Cavan?
I think the Bad Boys for Life stands are still going to come for you, Eric. So just prepare yourself.
Dude,
the onslaughting hordes.
The quiver is in the bow or whatever archery.
Indeed. No, don't see this. This is terrible. We did miss one. Happy Anderson from Mindhunter is in this for one scene.
Oh, right. The coked out accountant.
And he says something about like fast food, fuck your face or something like that. And that line just stuck with me.
Oh, I will fast food fist fuck you.
Yes, there we go. That's poetry, really. The other thing I have to say is this team is next going to do the new Beverly Hills Cop. So say goodbye to that. Welcome to Garbageville.
Yes, of course.
They got a. What are we doing there? Axel Foley Jr. or is it a reboot?
I think it's him. I think it's Eddie Murphy.
Oh, it's Eddie?
I think he's back.
Because for a while, wasn't it supposed to be like his kid, and it was going to be like Lamorne Morris or something?
They have been trying to get this fucking fourth Beverly Hills Cop movie made for so long at this point. There were aliens at one point, like there was vampires, I'm sure. Like at every point, they had some different version of how this would work, and just until now.
I think also that franchise as well as this franchise can be really heightened, especially in the comedy realm.
Yes,
by people born in the late 1980s that didn't speak English until recently. I think it's going to be great.
Well, I will say, since it's these guys doing it, I will call it right now. Judge Reinhold's getting one in the neck.
I'm into that, dude. You just sold the ticket. You sold one ticket.
All right, I take back everything I said.
You know what, though? It'll be a CGI squib, and we'll have a problem with it. Yeah, I guess, if you're a huge fan of the Bad Boys franchise and you haven't watched it yet, I mean, yeah, watch it, because you might like it, right? It's literally 50-50. I will say the first time I watched this movie, it was kind of like right when it hit VOD, because I think this was another one of those movies where it was like, yes, it came out in January, but like, the pandemic, let's rush and get it on PVOD a little faster. And we watched it because like Chelsea grew up in Miami, so we wanted to check out like what they were doing with filming the city and everything. And I thought it was like okay, like I didn't hate it. I don't hate it now, but watching it a second time, I was like, this just is not a Bad Boys movie. I had way more problems with it this time, but really this whole notion of like we're dragging up, it's a sequel from shit you haven't seen in almost 20 years, and we have to assign a little squad of newbies to them. I don't like this. Like, if you're doing that, you need to have some people that can carry a movie on their own. Like when you're casting for that, it's like, all right, it's going to be this like bullshit, young blood squad thing. Let's cast people. And if you look at just that cast, could that make an interesting movie? And that's not the case with these people. They're all just not great. I know Vanessa Hudgens is huge and everything, but like, not great. I mean,
she's good, but like all you have her doing is being like, "Oh my God, it's Mike Lowery and Marcus Burnett."
It's the fangirl part of it is dumb. So I would not recommend it to people like just looking at the franchise for the first time or something like that, because it's a shell of what it was. And man, if you are making Bad Boys 2 look awesome, that's a problem.
Yeah, not good.
Oh man, but that is Bad Boys for Life, directed by Adil and Bilall. I guess we'll see them with Beverly Hills Cop, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully not. If you want more We Hate Movies, though, of course, check out patreon.com/We Hate Movies. We got a lot of exclusive content on there this month, including a We Love Movies episode all about Birds of Prey. We got Star Wars Holiday Special Lego Edition for Animation Damnation.
That's right.
We got our good friend Mr. Bones on the Gleep Glossary.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Snap Wexley's droid that he put real bones on for some reason.
That's right. And we're back to the regular schedule on The Nexus, which is our Star Trek recap podcast. We talk about an episode of the original series and The Next Generation, back-to-back every episode. There's been a lot of them, over 50 now. So
crazy shit.
If you haven't signed up to that 8th level, there's also commentary tracks. There's Die Hard Mentary came out recently, Commando Mentary, the Twilight series. There's a lot to explore on that Patreon page.
That's right. So if you are just finding us here now because you're a fan of Bad Boys,
sorry.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, but check out that other stuff too, right? Now, as always here on We Hate Movies, next Tuesday there will be a brand spanking new episode ready for you all to download. And Steve Sadek, we're not in Worst of 2020 month anymore. So what is going on for the first episode of February 2021?
It's much like the Catholic Church. We go to regular time, or ordinary time, they call it.
Ordinary time, yeah.
Which is February, and we're kicking it off. Miyagi, please show yourself. It's Karate Kid Part 2.
Oh, shit. And I'm confident, not counting the remake, this covers the original franchise. We'll have done episodes on all 4 Mr. Miyagi
that's correct. Yeah.
Movies.
Yeah. And, Cobra Kai came out recently, season 3. So, you Kai heads,
that's right.
Tune in next week.
Is that what fans of Cobra Kai are called? Kai heads?
That's what I just said. I hope so.
Well, you know what, dude? I think we should get it started on the internet if that's not the case. But until next week, when we settle a blood feud with Karate Kid Part 2, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Eric Sisko.
Chris Gavin.
Take it easy.
That was a HeadGum podcast.